to look at this sneaker here. The terrorists that follow me around, corrupt people in law enforcement, and they're thugs. They're breaking into my car. You can see that the sneaker here is sanded down. You see, there's clear here. Just like a lot of sunlight there. You can see there's black here and this section here. And it's clear over here. It's clear on this side because the terrorists that follow me around, corrupt people in law enforcement, and they're thugs. They keep breaking into my car and they sand down my sneakers. So I gotta keep buying the sneaker month after month after month because these terrorists, they were breaking into my car. Again, these are corrupt people in law enforcement. These are terrorists, killers, and murderers. Corrupt people in law enforcement. These are terrorists, killers, and murderers. They are a danger to society and to the men and women in blue. They are a danger to society and to the men and women in blue. These people are terrorists, killers, and murderers. And I gotta keep buying sneaker month after month after month because these terrorists, they cut up my clothes. They cut up my sneakers. They send their goons to attack me, and law enforcement themselves will attack me. I was assaulted in 2 different states because these people are terrorists, they're killers, and murderers. Let me say it again. These people are terrorists, they're killers, and they're murderers. Take a look at this sneaker here. This is the other one. You see it's light over here in this section here, and everything else is black. You see that? Dirty. Because the terrorists, they keep sanding down my sneakers. They keep wearing it down. You see that there? See how it's uneven? Because the terrorists, they keep wearing it down. Again, these are terrorists, these are killers, these are murderers. These are corrupt people in law enforcement and they're thugs. Corrupt people in law enforcement and they're thugs. These are highly, extremely dangerous people. And as a result of the terrorism, I made flyers. As a result of the terrorism. Here we go. Law enforcement and their thugs keep breaking into my car and people's cars. This does not apply to good cops. Any suggestions? This is a court case. Court case. So, these terrorists cannot say this is not true, that we do not break... Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. This is not the court case that they're breaking into people's cars. This is the court case that these terrorists were breaking into people's homes and businesses. That these terrorists were breaking into people's homes and businesses. That's the court case. Look. Law enforcement used their thugs, over 1,600, to follow people, breaking homes and businesses. That's what these terrorists do. Okay. They're breaking homes and businesses. That's what terrorists do. Again, this is a court case. These terrorists, they're breaking homes and businesses. And these terrorists have been breaking into my car, cutting up my clothes, cutting up my sneakers. These are terrorists. These are killers. These are murderers. And because these people are killers and murderers and terrorists, so I ask this question. Did corrupt cops cause 9/11 terrorist attack by attacking people. The corrupt cops caused 9/11 terrorist attack by attacking people. Did they do that? Now, let's come over here. Number one, making people homeless. Number two, getting them fired. So listen to this program exactly at 23 minutes. LawandDisorder.org, dated April 29th, 2019. April 29th, 2019. This is Law and Disorder. Not Law and Order, Law and Disorder. Can you see that there? Law and Disorder. Listen exactly at 23 minutes, and you see that these terrorists, corrupt people in law enforcement, make people homeless and cause people to lose their jobs by getting them fired. You might know Eric Reed and Colin Kaepernick, football players, protesting police brutality. Okay, now what happened after they protested police brutality? It came on the news. They couldn't find work. Why? Because according to the court case, these terrorists, they make people homeless. And they get people fired from their jobs. Now, these are not people like you and me. These are terrorists, corrupt people in law enforcement. These are corrupt people in law enforcement terrorizing people. They did it to me, and they're doing it to other people. These terrorists, corrupt people in law enforcement are a danger to society and to the men and women in blue. These terrorists, corrupt people in law enforcement, are a danger to society and to the men and women in blue. Let's go to the next flyer here. Now, these terrorists, law enforcement, and their thugs are blocking me from dating. Do you see that? So these terrorists will follow me around and tell every woman not to talk to this guy. These are terrorists. They have no right to terrorize me or anybody else. And these terrorists are interfering with my religion. Again, these people are terrorists. They're killers. They're murderers. If you have any suggestions, just allow me to know. Any suggestions, just allow me to know. So, if you have any suggestions, allow me to know how to deal with these corrupt people in law enforcement. And because they cut up my clothes, my sneakers, anybody want to support me, they can. They could go to this address right here. They could go to this address and support me if they want to. Now, remember, we're dealing with corrupt people in law enforcement, terrorists, killers, and murderers. So, I'm pretty sure that these terrorists, in retaliation, they want to take down my website or tell people not to donate to me. So when people make a donation, the donation might not go through. Because again, we're dealing with terrorists, we're dealing with killers, we're dealing with murderers. That's what they do. They terrorize and they murder people. Any suggestions, just let me know. Any suggestions, just let me know. You can hit me up. Hold on. You can hit me up here. Corrupt cops attacking me at gmail.com. Corruptcopsattackingme at gmail.com. And the purpose of these flyers is to find a lawyer, and to sue them for terrorizing me, and to get the corrupt people in law enforcement to stop attacking me. So if there's any lawyers that's listening to this video, that's watching this video, you can contact me at 646-535-2124. 646-535-2124. Again, I want to sue corrupt people in law enforcement because they have no right to terrorize me. They have no right to break into my car, to cut up my stuff. They have no right to interfere with my religion. They have no right to terrorize people at all. Get them fired from their job, breaking people's businesses, breaking people's homes. Breaking people's businesses, breaking people's homes. These are terrorists, these are killers, these are murderers. These are terrorists. Any suggestions, just let me know. And please, please, do not harm corrupt people in law enforcement. Do not harm corrupt people in law enforcement. If you want to do something to corrupt people in law enforcement, this is what I suggest. You could contact the House, the Senate, your congressman, your congresswoman, contact the mayor, the governor, city council, and ask them to change the laws that these terrorists can't do these things no more. Change the laws. You know, when these terrorists do things to people, you want them to pay the price for their terrorism. So as a deterrent, that anybody that wants to become a terrorist automatically gets 500 years in jail, minimum sentence. Okay, and if they want to, get paroled, they get paroled in 300 years. The maximum sentence 2,000 years, and that should be a deterrent to terrorism, to corrupt cops being terrorists. So the corrupt cops are going to say, you know what, I'm going to jail for 500 years, so therefore I don't want to be a terrorist, because if I'm a terrorist, I'm going to go to jail for 500 years. And that will work as a deterrent to these terrorists, to every single person that wants to become a terrorist. That will work as a deterrent. 500 years minimum sentence, 2,000 years maximum sentence, parole 300 years. And that will work as a deterrent for these terrorists. That will work as a deterrent. Again, if you want to take action against these corrupt people in law enforcement, these terrorists, do not bring harm to them. Do not bring harm. Again, do not bring harm to these corrupt people in law enforcement. What you could do, contact the House, the Senate, your congressman, your congresswoman, the governor, mayor, city council, and ask them to change the laws. Ask them to change the laws. And anybody who's caught terrorizing people, making them homeless, getting them fired from their jobs, following people around, sabotaging their cars, breaking into people's homes and businesses. Anybody found being a terrorist automatically gets 500 years in jail. That will work as a deterrent to terrorism. Anybody who's hiding evidence, that will work as a deterrent to terrorism. They beat people up, they plant drugs on people, they plant guns on people. 500 years in jail. 500 years minimum sentence in jail. And that will work as a deterrent against corrupt people planting drugs on people, planting guns on people, shooting people for no reason. That will work as a deterrent. If you have any suggestions, allow me to know if you have any suggestions. Now, all my videos, they don't have comments on my videos because these terrorists that follow me around, again, these are terrorists, they're telling YouTube to erase my comments. They're telling YouTube to erase my comments. That's what they're doing. They're telling YouTube to erase all comments on my videos. Now why is that? Why they're telling YouTube to erase all the comments? Because ladies and gentlemen, because the terrorists are petrified. That's why. The terrorists are petrified. You see, when you stand up and talk and announce that these people are terrorists, killers, and murderers, they're nervous. Think about this for a second. These terrorists are nervous. When you pull out a camera, what do these terrorists do? Sir, ma'am, you can't record. Sir, ma'am, I'm going to arrest you. Although the Constitution mentions that we have freedom. We have freedoms here in America. But these terrorists, they don't want you to have freedom because they don't want you to know that they're terrorists, that they're killers, that they're murderers. They don't want you to know that. Terrorists, killers, and murderers. They want to keep it a secret. That's why these terrorists don't want you to record them. That's why. If you're doing nothing wrong, and then why is it that it's a problem? If you're doing nothing wrong. The thing about Laquan McDonald in Chicago. Laquan McDonald in Chicago. They went to Burger King. Well, first, they murdered the guy. They murdered Laquan McDonald. And after they murdered him, what did the corrupt people and law enforcement do? They went to Burger King and they had erased the video. They had erased the video. That's what terrorists do. They want to cover up the tracks. And when people do things like that, erase videos, erase evidence, cover up the tracks, they get an automatic 500 years. Automatic 500 years. Automatic. 500 years. That's the minimum sentence. The maximum sentence, 2,000 years in prison. 2,000. They want to get paroled, 300 years. And that will work as a deterrent to corrupt people in law enforcement erasing evidence. That will work as a deterrent for corrupt people in law enforcement to erasing evidence. If you have any suggestions, let me know. If you want to support me, because these terrorists, they keep breaking into my car, cutting up my stuff, sabotaging my car. These people are a danger to the men and women in blue and a danger to society. Again, these are corrupt people in law enforcement, not good ones. These are corrupt people in law enforcement that we are talking about. Corrupt. Which the news are calling terrorists, killers, and murderers.